And news online, on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
This summer, go outside with a brand new AKT motorcycle. You can hit the road with an AKT bike for as low as $5,999. With the purchase of any AKT, you get a free True Rider chest bag plus a free tank of gas. It doesn't get any better than this. No cash, no problem. With Quartz Ready Finance, you pay zero down and pay nothing for 60 days. Shop online at shopquartz.com or in store. This offer is good for a limited time only. Conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, during his first interview since the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, expressed deep sadness at her passing, while expressing condolences on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Prime Minister Gonsalves was at the time speaking at the opening ceremony for the newly completed Long Line Road in North Leeward. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
I want, on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and on my own personal behalf and that of my family, to express profound condolences on the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, who is head of state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. She's succeeded by His Majesty King Charles, and Her Majesty has had a remarkable reign, the longest in British history, one of the longest ever in the whole world. And she was a woman, great character, and she was an outstanding queen for the British people, and she represented stability for them, continuity for them. Naturally, Her Excellency the Governor General and I have been in conversation on this. I've been in conversation with the Commissioner of Police in relation to matters flying the flag at half-mast and so forth appropriately. Well, they will know all the routines in this regard.
Prime Minister Gonsalves said he has been in contact with SVG's High Commission in London and the High Commissioner of the United Kingdom to SVG. The Prime Minister said that St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be represented at the Queen's funeral. Queen Elizabeth II died on Thursday at Balmoral Castle at age 96 and has been succeeded by King Charles III. A partnership between the Kenville Horn Sports Academy, that is based in Rose Hall, and Simon Brooker, a UK citizen with Vincentian parentage, has resulted in thousands of masks, sanitizer, and sports vests being distributed to a number of government institutions here. Among the beneficiaries of the generous donations were the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the Bookament Polyclinic, the Chateaubriand Hospital, and the Trumaca, Ontario Secondary School. Brooker, CEO of HPG Activewear and a champion bodybuilder, said that he hopes the donation would relieve some of the pressure the country faced from the COVID-19 pandemic. He said that he was very happy to give back to the country where his mother and father were born. Brooker also donated a number of activewear vests to the Kenville Horn Sports Academy and the Trumaca, Ontario Secondary School. Founder and director of the Kenville Horn Sports Academy, Kenville Horn, expressed appreciation to Brooker. He said that he was happy to partner with the champion bodybuilder to bring benefit to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Still on the local scene, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Dominica will benefit from a United Nations initiative on strengthening climate change resilience and food security. The initiative, dubbed Resilient Livelihoods and Food Security Through Data, was launched on Thursday, September 8, 2022, at the Foreign Affairs Conference Room. The launch was spearheaded by the Ministry of National Mobilization and assisted by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO. The 2-year project will work towards implementing risk assessments, enhancing livelihoods, and boosting social protection. Addressing the launch was Minister of National Mobilization, Randall Brewster, who said the project would strengthen the sustainable development thrust into both countries. Minister Brewster stressed that it was important to partner with Dominica as linkages can be created which will later become vital to the progress of both countries. Remarks were also made by Minister of the Blue Economy, Agriculture and Food Security in Dominica, Fidel Grant. Minister Grant echoed the sentiments of Minister Brewster, noting that linkages between the countries are crucial as St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Dominica share similar vulnerabilities and challenges. Minister of Education Curtis King has explained the issues as it pertains to the ministry's release of this year's CXC exam results. Minister King, during an interview with the Agency for Public Information, cited issues such as some schools having entire classes have their marks returned as ungraded for several subjects. The Education Minister noted that this situation is not isolated, hence the reason why there is a high level of urgency in the effort to have the problem solved. We'll hear more from the Minister of Education.
There are some issues that have to be resolved before you could do a proper analysis of those results and thus share them with the public. Now, without going into a lot of details, I'll give you an example. There are students, in fact, at some schools, there are entire classes where in a particular subject or in some subjects, all the students receive what is referred to as ungraded for the particular subject or subjects, as the case may be. Now, this is not a situation where one or two students suffered from that issue. This is not a situation where one school is affected. So, given the magnitude of the issue, obviously, we have to resolve it before we could do a proper analysis and release results.
Minister King said it was the ministry's hope that the issues would have been resolved by Wednesday of this week, but up to the time of his interview this morning, there had been no word on the resolution of the problem. He noted that students have access to their results via the CXC's online portal. He, however, assured that it is being worked on and that by next week, the Ministry of Education should be in a position to release the results. On to news in the region. CARICOM has expressed its deep regrets at the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland and head of the Commonwealth, which includes 9 of its member states and all 5 of its associate members due to their relation to the United Kingdom. In a message of condolence, CARICOM states during her 70-year reign, Her Majesty's commitment to service and devotion to duty was a sterling example to all. She was the one constant in the world of never-ending change. The Caribbean community says Queen Elizabeth II will be remembered for her love of and dedication to the Commonwealth, of which she was a passionate supporter and leader. CARICOM has extended its condolences to the royal family and to the government and people of the United Kingdom, Northern Ireland, and the Commonwealth of Nations on the passing of a monarch whose memory will be long revered. As debate rages on in Antigua and Barbuda regarding the discrimination of Rastafarian children attending public schools, the Ministry of Education and Sport said it is in the final stages of a draft policy on hairstyles in schools. In a statement, the ministry said it condemns all forms of discrimination. It said, Section 49 of the Education Act 2008 authorizes public schools to introduce rules to govern the attire, conduct, and discipline of students, as long as these rules have been approved by the Director of Education. The ministry noted that Section 17, subsection E of the Act further stipulates that it is the student's responsibility to observe standards approved by the Director of Education or the principal. These standards include keeping hair and overall appearance clean and tidy. Antigua's Education Ministry said school rules pertaining to hair should be made within the framework provided by the following guidelines. 1. Rules should not discriminate against students based on the natural texture, length, or color of their hair. 2. Hair should be A. Clean, that is free of foul odor and or contagions, neat, well-groomed, and orderly presented. And 3. Hair should not pose a health and or safety risk to self or others, or be a distraction to the general school population. On the international scene, a malaria vaccine with world-changing potential has been developed by scientists of the University of Oxford. The team expected to be rolled out next year after trials showed up to 80% protection against the deadly disease. Crucially, said the scientists, their vaccine is cheap and they already have a deal to manufacture more than 100 million doses a year. The charity Malaria No More said recent progress meant children dying from malaria could end in our lifetimes. It has taken more than a century to develop effective vaccines as the malaria parasite, which is spread by mosquitoes, is spectacularly complex and elusive. It is a constantly moving target, shifting forms inside the body which make it hard to immunize against. Last year, the World Health Organization gave the historic go-ahead for the first vaccine developed by pharmaceutical giant GSK to be used in Africa. However, the Oxford team claimed the approach is more effective and can be manufactured on a far greater scale. And finally, in sports, England's deciding test against South Africa at the Kia Oval will resume as scheduled on Saturday following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Saturday will remain day 3 of a 5-day test, with the match not able to be extended on Tuesday. After day 1 was entirely washed out, day 2 of the third test on Friday was cancelled as a mark of respect to the death of the Queen, aged 96. England Women's First 2020 against India will also go ahead on Saturday. The England and Wales Cricket Board, the ECB, have confirmed that all cricket matches will resume, including domestic and recreational fixtures. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with a kind compliment of Quartz St. Vincent Limited.
Ooh la la, it's time to shop new arrivals only at Quartz. Be the first to get great deals on our brand new selections of living and dining room sets, appliances and electronics, smart devices and much more. Or get ready for Christmas and shop our brand new selection of holiday decorations and accessories. Plus, shop today and pay only $1,199 per 20-inch Mave stove. Need a new mattress? Get our Sleep On It Queen mattress at only $899. And don't forget to stop by and grab a TCL 32-inch TV for as low as $1,149. No cash, no problem. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 30 days. Shop in-store or online at shopquartz.com. Conditions apply. Ooh la la. These are deals you don't want to miss. Quartz, bringing value home.